Past modals. For more information, look in your textbook on page 170 at chart 9.8 and chart 9.9 and chart 9.10. These are the only charts from chapter 9 that we will be covering this session. Last session we covered, I believe, all the other charts in chapter 9, so you should review those for the final exam, but they will not be on any quizzes that I give you this session. First, let's talk about should in the past. To use should in the past, it's quite simple. Use should plus the verb have plus the past participle of your main verb. For instance, I am really tired. I should have gone to bed earlier last night. Notice first of all the pronunciation. Should have gone is pronounced should have gone. So should have. That's how you'll hear it spoken in English. Now what does it mean? I should have gone to bed earlier last night. It means I didn't go to bed early last night. I probably went to bed really late, too late, and that's why I'm tired. It would have been a good idea to go to bed early. That would have been smart, but I didn't do the smart thing. I did the stupid thing. I went to bed late. So I'm giving myself advice for the past, which in a way becomes advice for the future. I should have gone to bed earlier last night. So maybe tonight I'll actually take my advice and go to bed early. Another example. I want to go to sleep, but I'm still wide awake. I should not have drunk 5 cups of coffee. Notice here that we use the adverb not. When you want to use not, you place it in between should and have. You could contract this and write shouldn't instead, and you would say, I shouldn't have drunk. Do you hear the pronunciation? It's very fast. I shouldn't have. Shouldn't have drunk. Okay, a little hard to say, but it's important to be able to hear that because we do say it very quickly in English. What does this sentence mean? It means that I drank 5 cups of coffee. That was a really bad idea. That was really stupid. I did that, and now I'm awake and I can't go to sleep. So I'm giving myself advice for the past. If I could go back in time and change my actions, then I would not drink 5 cups of coffee. I would do something different. That's should in the past. What about be supposed to in the past? You know about it in the present. In the past, it has a slightly different meaning. To write be supposed to in the past, you use was or were plus supposed to. For instance, I was supposed to go to the gym this morning, but I was too tired. Now, if you say, for instance, in the present, I am supposed to go to the gym tomorrow morning, that means that's my plan. That's what I think I'm going to do. That's what I expect to do. That's probably what will happen. But when you use it in the past, it has a different meaning. I was supposed to go to the gym this morning means I didn't. I had a plan to go to the gym. I thought it was going to happen, but it didn't happen. This was my intention, but I did not fulfill my intention. Another example. The students were supposed to do their homework. I wonder why they didn't. So this means the students didn't do their homework. I thought they would do their homework. I told them to do their homework. They're good students. Usually they do their homework. I thought they would, but they didn't. So I had an intention that my students would do their homework, and they didn't do it. Be going to in the past. We use be going to all the time to indicate future. I am going to go to the movies with my friends tomorrow night. Simple future, right? It has a slightly different meaning in the past. To write be going to in the past, we use was or were plus going to. For example, Rob was going to have dinner with his friends, but his girlfriend was sick. What does this mean? It means that Rob had a plan to have dinner with his friends, but his girlfriend was sick, so it didn't happen. That was his plan, that's what he intended to do, but it didn't happen. Jennifer wasn't going to help me, but I convinced her. So Jennifer had a plan not to help me. That's what she thought was going to happen. She was not going to help me, that was not the plan. But in the end, I begged and I asked her, please help me, Jennifer, and so she decided, okay, I'll help you. She changed her plans. You might be thinking, this sounds a lot like supposed to in the past. Isn't it exactly the same thing? And the answer is yes, sort of. Was supposed to, was going to, pretty much the same meaning. There's a small difference, very, very small. And that is, I would say, in general, was and were supposed to are perhaps a little bit stronger. If we look at these sentences, the students were supposed to do their homework. This is something important. Doing your homework is very important, and I told you to do it. I'm the teacher, and I gave you a job to do. And now I'm very disappointed because you didn't do it. This is a more serious problem. So you didn't do what I expected you to do. But it wasn't a small thing. This was a definite plan that you had to do, and it's a little more serious that you didn't do it. On the other hand, if we look at our sentences here, we have be going to in the past. Rob was going to have dinner with his friends. This was a plan, but this was not an incredibly important plan. You know, it's not a huge deal that Rob didn't have dinner with his friends. Okay, this isn't perhaps as big of a deal as the homework. Like I said, it's a small difference. It's not that important. You could also say here Rob was supposed to have dinner with his friends. That would work. It would have basically the same meaning. But if there's any difference at all, I would simply say that supposed to is perhaps a little bit stronger than going to. Just a little bit. For practice, turn in your book and do exercise 28 on page 171 and exercise 36 on page 176.